Good morning, students. As we are just in the second portion, that was digestion in humans, how is it occurs, and we have completed only three parts, that is in mouth, what happens, in what way digestion starts, second in esophagus, and third was in stomach. Now we are going to deal with the other sections, that what happens in digestion, because it takes 5 to 6 parts to complete the process. In small intestine, small intestine is a highly coiled, about 7.5 meters long tube. Digestion of all types of food is carried out and completed here. Means actually the food ingredients which we are taking through mouth, it starts from there, but it's come to slowly to small intestine, where the digestion of all types of foods takes place. Absorption of digested food also takes place in the small intestine, as from the food, the most important things which we have to observe on give or pass on to other parts of the body is done here only. The absorbed food is passed to the blood system, through which the nutrient reaches all parts of the body. That we know, whatever food we are eating, that provide us energy to do the work. So from the food, as it's coming down, it changes from the complex to the simpler, and while coming down to the small intestine, from here the main nutrients are absorbed due to absorption process, and they takes away or pass this nutrients or that to the body parts of the body, so that can they work easily. Digestion in small intestine is carried out with the help of these, that first secretions released from pancreas and liver, and next one is digestive juices secreted by the small intestine. Liver. So as we had studied that in small intestine, by the two ways digestion secreted. So what happens, digestion takes place. So first one is liver, the largest gland in the body. It is a reddish brown gland located in the upper part of the abdomen or the right side. It secretes bile juice, which helps in the digestion of fats. Bile juice is stored in a sac called the gallbladder. Means previously we have wrote in where the carbohydrates are digested, then where the digestion of proteins done, or what happens when whatever happens, that is converted proteins or carbon in other products or acids, like that. So it is the largest gland and it is reddish in color, that I will be showing you in the diagram later on. Next comes pancreas. This gland is cream colored and located just below the stomach. The pancreatic juice act on the proteins, starch and fats and changes them into simpler form. So pancreas function is to just change all the protein, starch and fats of the body present in the food ingredients in a simpler form. So what happens, as a result of digestion in the small intestine, all components of food are broken down into simpler form as given below. That we have read it yesterday only in the last class, that is been revised here, that carbon dioxide are broken down into simpler sugars such as glucose, and fats are converted into fatty acids and glycerol, and proteins are converted into amino acid. These are the three main components, and they are just converted into simple acids that we can see here, which provides us nutrients to our body. Next topic comes for this, is absorption of food. As we know, till now we have completed two stages, ingestion and digestion. The third is absorption. So what happens or what type of digestion takes place or what is absorbed during this? After, after digestion, the molecules of food become so small so that they can pass through the walls of the small intestine and go into our body. The small intestine is the main reason for the absorption of digested food. So we have started or we have read out in the first of the topic only that in small intestine, as the food comes to our we can say in small intestine, here all the digestion of different foods takes place, and from here only the absorbed foods is passed to the blood system, so that through which all the nutrients can be reached to the body of the to different parts of the body. So here only the small intestine is the main reason. So the inside lining of the small intestine is in the form of a small finger like projection that we call villi, and the singular is villus. Each villus contains a network of fine blood capillaries close to the surface. So what happens, you know very well that our body is consist of cell network of capillaries are there for the which are just connected to our blood system, and as we are taking this food provides us nutrients to our all the parts of the body. So we have to look after whether these are absorbed where and what happens if the absorption is done. So this projections really helps it villus, and each villus contains a network of fine blood capillaries close to the surface. Villi increases the surface area for absorption of food. Means that surface area, we can say that more absorption can be done, more nutrients can be provided to the body. The digested food which is absorbed through the walls of small intestine gets carried to each part of the body through blood for further utilization and storage. So as we are taking this food which is absorbed through the walls of the small intestine, they were carried to each part of the body through blood for further utilization and storage. Utilization, that whatever they are taking in the form of nutrients, that must be utilized by us so that our body can runs and have a more stamina to work properly. Next comes the fourth one is assimilation. So what happens in the process of assimilation? The simpler substances are transported to the cells of the body through the blood. Means blood is the most important way to transfer all the nutrients to the portion. We know that the blood flows all over our body, and through blood only the nutrients can be flowed through or go through our bodies. Glucose is broken down with the help of oxygen into carbon dioxide and water, and energy is released. You know very well glucose is broken down means whatever from carbon dioxide, as we are getting glucose, that is caused due to the carbon dioxide and water, and throughout energy is released, and this energy is utilized by the body for various activities. Like that, amino acid are used to build up new cells and repair the worn out cells. Worn out means we can say those who have those cells which have to be repaired, they have any damages, so that can be done if amino acids are used, that is been converted. Means we can say that proteins are converted into amino acids that we can use to build up our those cells which are not properly working. and tissues. Fatty acids and glycerol are broken down to produce energy. And we know very well that fats and carbohydrates are energy giving foods. So from both the things, carbohydrates and fats releases energy so that our body can work throughout, and can amino acids which is converted from protein can provide us to build up our cells, so that we can our miss there will be a mental growth also, physical growth also, and in a good precision we can do the work. The last step of digestion is digestion. A large intestine is about 1.5 meter long in length. The digested food called the called the waste moves from the small intestine to the large intestine. The large intestine removes most of the water and certain salts from the waste by absorption. So what happens, as all the digestion takes place in small intestine, where we are using that simpler substances which comes to our small intestine, from there some fats, some proteins or carbohydrates which are present in that, they all are used up our body. But the one that is not undigested and we don't have a capacity to now digest it, we used to moves them from the small intestine to the large intestine, and from there the certain salts and most of the water is removed from the body by the process of absorption. So the almost solid weight waste is then sent to the rectum. Rectum, is a part of the body. From through it passes to the anus, and the feces, in the form of feces, the body releases the waste products or the undigested food that is not used by our body. This wet solid waste called feces leaves the body through anus from time to time by a process called defecation. Defecation is the same process through which the undigested food or the undigested waste from our body can be released throughout the body through this anus. Okay. Now up till here we have completed the half of the, or we can say most of the chapter, that is the digestion in amoeba, nutrition in animals, nutrition in amoeba, nutrition in human. In that 5 stages were there, we have completed. The last is nutrition in ruminants, that is in animals. How does it occurs? In the form of ways through which they occurs, we are going to read out. The grass eating animals such as cow, buffalo, horse, they etc. swallow half chewed grass quickly and store it in a part of their stomach called rumen. So rumen, R-U-M-E-N. Rumen is the portion where these animals eats up the grass and stored in their body. Here the food gets partially digested. Partially means a little bit is digested. So the partially digested food is called the cud, C-U-D, cud. When the animals are not eating, the cud returns to the mouth in small lumps and is chewed. So sometimes what happen, the ones which food they have digested, they send it, but the ones which are not digested by them, they used to send back to the mouth in small lumps and they used to start chewing it, and this process is called rumination. And these animals are also called ruminants, as what happens, they are taking their food, but most part of that they are not just to digest their food properly. So they have 4 chambers in their stomach, and these are rumen, reticulum, omasum and abomasum. Abomasum. These are the four chambers in an animal. We can find four chamber parts. And what are the importance of these four chambers? We are going to read out. Remember, this is the largest chamber of stomach and it is mainly used for storing food. Okay. Then next is reticulum. It helps in moving the food back to the mouth when needed. So what happens when the food is not or they used to store in their body, we have already studied before. So when they need, they used to move in their mouth back so that they can chew up it or digest it properly. Omasum. This is the smallest chamber of the chambers and its main function is to absorb excess water. In the body, the ruminants have able to store excess water in their body and this is the main or the smallest chamber where the excessive water can be stored. Abomasum. This is the true stomach where gastric juices are secreted to help digestion. And here the food is digested just like in the human stomach. Like that, what happens? We can say that in the four ways they used to have their food. Once they used to take their food, the one which they have digested, they send back in their four chambers through these four chambers. Okay, and the functions of these chambers we have read out. So in the last episode they used to digest and from there if any undigested food is there, it releases out of the body. That the same process or digestion which happens during humans at the time of digestion of humans. So up till here we can understand now different kinds of nutrition takes place and different types of animals also, ruminants also and humans also. So from this chapter it is clear that how the digestion process takes place. Nutrition in animals and nutrition in plants, both the chapters are clear to you now. And there comes next is the assignment for today. So what you will have to do in comparison to your topic. First is match the two columns, that is column 1 A or column B. Food pipe, small intestine, chewing of curd, intake of food and bile. And left hand side is the ingestion, ruminants, liver, absorption and esophagus. These all are the answers for the column A. You have to match column A and column B with the right answer. Next question is, what is villi? Third is, list 5 steps involved in the digestion of food. Fourth is, filling the blanks. Bile juices is stored in a sac called the dash. Proteins are converted into amino acids. This answer I have written already. So just you have to mark it. Second or third is, fats are converted in which type of acids and what. Fourth is, in ruminants, dash is the largest chamber of the stomach. In ruminant, which is the largest chamber, whether it is abomasum, whether it is ovasum, it is reticulum or it is rumen. So you have to write the right answer for these questions. So till now we have completed our 2 chapters, nutrition in plants and nutrition in animals, and on the best I have given you some questions that can be done by you. Now the next topic for our next class will be same, that is fabric to fiber. So from the next class we are going to start our 3rd chapter. So I think it is clear to you all up till here. Okay, thank you. This is a digestive system of ruminant. As we have completed our chapter today, this shows that the same processes are undergoing in the ruminant also, as all the processes are taking place in the digestion of human beings. That is, same oesophagus, they are eating up the grass through oesophagus. It passes on to the rumen, that is the largest chamber, and then from there small intestine where digestion takes place, and after through all being observed, the undigested food is passed on to large intestine, through where the undigested waste has been passed away from the body of that ruminant. So all the processes are taking place same as of the human being. This diagram confirms. So from that it will be easier to understand how the processes are taking place in digestion. Clear? And next is the word bank, which are also important for you. First is pseudopodia, false feet of amoeba, which it uses to engulf food. Ingestion, the process of taking in food into the body. Digestion, the process of breaking down of food into simpler forms. Absorption, taking up of the soluble products of digestion into the body cells. Assimilation, process in which the absorbed food nutrients are utilized by the body. Egestion, the process of eliminating the undigested food. And ruminant, a plant eating animal that brings back solid food into the mouth to chew it again. And rumen, it's the first and the largest part of the ruminant stomach. So these are the important word banks of this chapter. You have to go through and learn carefully. It will be helping you to understand your chapter carefully. So thank you for today.